Hi guys, this is Tim here, and today I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick presentation on how to use the new Linux VPSs that we've been sending out. Now, we have two main types of VPSs at the moment. There are the temporary Windows ones, and these are basically what people have been using. The downside to these is that they usually only last a month long, and at the end of the month, just request a new one. But the positive is that they are absolutely free and they will remain absolutely free. Now in the last week, they've been giving us a little bit of problems because they've been shutting off by themselves, which is why we've been looking into the new Linux VPSs, which will last for the long term, and they are basically free for the first month, and the subsequent months will cost anywhere from $5 to $7. So we're trying to keep them as affordable as possible, and they last as long as they're paid for. And at the end of the first month, you have the option to either switch to the Windows option or the long-term Linux option, which you'll have access to. Right now we're giving people out the long-term Linux VPSs because they're a lot more stable and that they're not randomly shutting down. So in today's presentation, my goal is to show you how to use these VPSs that are Linux. There are two types of Linux VPSs. The type 1 that starts with EC2, and in order to access these VPSs, you need to go ahead and type in the EC2 address that we've given you here, and you gotta go ahead and put a colon and a number 1 at the end in order to access the VPS. The colon number 1 at the end is absolutely crucial. You need to put it there because otherwise the software that you use to connect to these VPSs, they won't know which port to use, and then afterwards there's the password that you type in to access the VPS. The type 2 is just going to be an IP address, and you also gotta need to put the port number, except the port number for this one is usually 5901, and then of course the password you put in to use. Now I'm going to show you how to access these VPSs that are Linux from both a Mac computer and a Windows computer. In order to use them, you need a software called Real VNC Player, or you can use any VNC viewer that's on the internet, but I like this program because it's very simple to use, and you can usually get it for free at www.realvnc.com/download/viewer. And I'm going to show you how to use type 1 on the Windows computer, and then I'm going to show you how to use type 2 on the Mac computer. And of course, on both types, make sure you enter in the port name after the address or it won't work correctly. So without further ado, let's go ahead and use type 1 on the Windows. As you can see, in order to get Real VNC Viewer, you just type in to Google Real VNC Viewer, and then you go to download Real VNC Viewer. You click on download. You just enter random information into this bar, it doesn't really matter, and then you press submit, accept the terms and agreement, and you download it. Once you've downloaded it, you can open it up and it should be right there for you. We go ahead and we take the address for the EC2 and have the 1 at the end. We go ahead and where did that thing go? Paste it in. See how there's a 1 at the end? You need to have it there if you're using the EC2 types of Linuxes. You press do not warn me about this because of course the connection is unencrypted, and then you go ahead and type in the password that we've given you, and this should go ahead and give you access to Firefox. And if Firefox closes, you can just press in Firefox at the top, and that should go ahead and give you a new internet browser. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use the type 2 on a Mac computer, and you can use the type 2 on a Windows computer. It's just that I want to show you how to connect to these VPSs through different operating systems. So with Mac, I downloaded Real VNC Viewer, I press a new connection, and it gives me the same exact bar as I see on the Windows, except in this case we're going to go ahead and try to connect to the type 2 of the Linux VPSs. I paste in the address with the port colon 5901. If you have an EC2 address, you want to do colon number 1 for the port, and I press connect. Of course, I warn do not warn me about this, so I don't see that message again, and then I go ahead and I paste the password into it. And there you go. You connect to this. If you accidentally turn off the Mozilla Firefox, you gotta go ahead and just press this button for web browser at the bottom, and you'll open a new web browser. On both VPSs, if it asks you to update anything, do not update anything, or else the VPS won't function correctly. I repeat, do not update anything. And make sure when you're accessing them to put the port at the end, or else it won't function correctly. If you need any help with this, you can always email me at order@buyvcc.com, or during business hours, which are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., you can add us to Skype and ask us for help on there, and one of my agents will go ahead and help you out. I hope you found this video helpful, and hopefully you get success with this. Thank you.